Hello all, welcome back to Sri Sai Tech Edu YouTube channel, Read Lead Success. I am dealing with the subject Research and Publication Ethics. Module 1 videos I have already uploaded in my channel. If you have missed out, please do watch. In Module 2 also, I completed first 3 topics. These are available in my channel. If you have missed out, please do watch. And in this video, I am going to cover 4th topic, that is redundant publications, duplicate and overlapping publications, and salami slicing. Redundant publications refer to practice of publishing substantially similar research findings or data in multiple sources in print or electronic form. What is redundant? It is nothing but like duplication, nothing but a kind of a duplication. Publishing substantially similar kind of research findings or data in multiple sources. Okay, it occurs when 2 or more papers without appropriate full cross-reference share same hypothesis, data, sample size, results, methodology and conclusions. If 2 or more papers have same things like hypothesis, data, results, it is called a redundant publication. One study is split into several parts and submitted to several journals, or the findings have previously been published elsewhere without proper cross-referencing, justification and permission. This is also called as redundant publication. So, factors leading to redundant publications are publishing papers from one own dissertation, then writing same content in different languages, that is also redundant, writing same content for different audience, reporting to longitudinal program of study. So, these are redundant publications factors. So, following problems are created because of redundant publications. Waste of resources. Why? Because the time, effort, funding both for authors for peer review process, waste of resources it is. Dilution of quality. Redundant publication can dilute the quality of scientific literature. Okay. Then impact on citations. If the same research is published in multiple venues, citations and recognition for that work may be divided among different versions. So, this is also one of the problem. Ethical concerns. The ethical, we have some ethical principles, that ethical concerns also will be affected. And misleading literature. When the same research findings are published multiple times without proper acknowledgement of prior publication, it can mislead other researchers and readers. It will mislead other researchers who is reading up our publication or our paper. So, which leads to meta-analysis, flawed meta-analysis, distort academic reward system, infringement of copyright. So, these are the different problems. Then what is duplicate publications under redundant publications? Duplicate publications is nothing but occurs when an author reuses substantial parts of their own published work without providing appropriate references. For example, you have already did some part of your work. If you want to use that, you need to properly reference that or cite that. Otherwise, it will become a duplicate publication. This can range from publishing an identical paper in multiple journals to only adding a small amount of new data to previously published paper. How to identify duplicate publications? How to identify duplicate publications? How we can identify reproduction of an article already published using identical samples and outcomes. Assembly of 2 or more articles to produce new one. Assembling of 2 or more articles to produce new one. Then reporting different outcomes from same study sample. New data is added to preliminary article. Reporting part of a large trial and reporting identical outcomes. To identify, these are the different ways. Then problems caused by duplicate publication. What are the problems it is going to cause? They waste finite resources, journals have a limited number of pages available, and duplicate submissions will be reviewed twice, indexed twice, copy edited twice, distributed twice, and so on. So this everything is a waste. So they overload available information. It simply takes longer to find what you need. Okay, they overemphasize the findings. They try to overemphasize the results. And duplicate publications contravene copyright law. If you have signed your copyright across to another journal, this is less of a problem these days with open access, where the requirement for an author to hand over copyright is becoming rare. So these are the problems. which will cause duplicate publication. Okay, how to avoid duplicate publications? How we can avoid? No need to repeat unless further confirmation. Cite all related papers including those submitted by but not accepted. Full disclosure about previous publications. Being clear about new information. Disclose full details of related papers. Emphasis on quality over quantity. We need to emphasis on quality over quantity. Awareness programs. So we need to have the awareness programs, strict rules and penalties, having knowledge in publication ethics and follow it. So to avoid duplicate publications, these are the steps, or these are different ways you can avoid duplicate publications. Then overlapping publications. What are overlapping publications? For research reports, when two or more articles report the same analysis of same data set or contain relatively small amounts of new data or alternative analysis compared with the original publication, particularly when this is done in such a way that reviewers or readers are unlikely to realize that some of the findings have been published before. So this will happen, this will become as an overlapping publication. So for reviews and editorials, when two or more review articles or editorials include material that has been published elsewhere by the authors. Double publication means that you publish the same manuscript several times. In addition, in many scientific fields, it is not uncommon for a degree of overlap to exist between researchers' research. There will be an overlap as we are submitting manuscript several times, even if they are not necessarily identical. Several publications may, for example, be based on the same material or communicate with the same results. In some areas, researchers may even have a strategic interest in publishing their research in least publishable units, so-called SALAMI publication. We are going to study SALAMI publication in future in the next slides. Yeah, salami slicing. What is salami slicing? Is also known as what? Data fragmentation or piecemeal publication. Nothing but if you have a paper which has different ideas with it, and what you do is you divide them into parts and you publish one part in one publication, another part in another publication. So this is wrong. This is nothing but what is salami slicing. Salami publication or segmented publication is a distinct form of redundant publication which is usually characterized by similarity of hypothesis, methodology or results but not text similarity. There will be no text similarity but methodology will be same, hypothesis will be same. So these aspects of publications are not objectively detected by software applications and therefore present a serious threat to publication ethics. So it is the practice of dividing single study into several parts. You are studying only single study, but you are doing into several parts to bring out more than one publication out of it. So this is wrong. It is also known as salami slicer syndrome. Okay, it is a problematic act of dividing a research report in small units for sake of multiple publications. Splitting of data derived from a single research idea into multiple smaller publishable units or slices is salami slicing. Involves breaking up or segmenting a large study into two or more publications. Why salami slicing is unethical? Why it is unethical? Because it involves distortion of data and results. The readers may be able to comprehend the significance of complete study if the results are widely distributed in multiple articles. Same data published in multiple studies with different conclusions makes it complicated for the readers to have a complete understanding which a single complete publication would have given. It unfairly increases the citation record of the author. Increases what? Citation record of the author. It leads to wastage of time and resources of readers as well as that of editors and reviewers. Author's biodata improves regarding quantity of publications but the quality of deteriorates. Then it distorts the scientific database as it simply increases the amount of literature but not the amount of knowledge. The credibility of such research gets diluted as many of the sliced articles are published in the journals having low impact factor. So why it is unethical, these are the points. when it is justified. If a major research project is so exhaustive that it involves several research groups across disciplines, then it is justified that there are multiple publications to convey the overall impact of the research. Then it is fine. Example, a group of authors presented preliminary results of pilot study in the form of short communication in one journal. Okay. 2 years later, the same group of authors published an article based on much bigger sample in the same journal. So, they refer to the short communication published earlier and readily presented the results which supported the hypothesis based on the pilot study. Should this become considered as a SALAMI publication? Not at all. Why? Because this is certainly not a SALAMI publication. Why? Because moreover, this is probably the best way to conduct a study. They have done with a short communication in one journal, and after 2 years they have increased the bigger sample of the same method, and they are submitting to the same journal. It is not at all a SALAMI publication. So this can reveal disadvantages of the study design that can be corrected during research conduct and data collection. Cross-referencing the previous publication demonstrated the author's transparency in their intention to present the study results. They are very transparent about their study. So it is not at all a SALAMI publication. How to avoid SALAMI publication? Properly reference the previously published article. Yes. Besides citing the original article, clearly declare that it is a part of an already published study. Emphasize all new knowledge added in the second manuscript. Not repeat any of the data presented in the previous article. Should not present. Give a detailed explanation to the journal's editor on all above mentioned points because transparency is crucial. Okay. So this completes what? Redundant publications. So I'm stopping the video here. With a new topic, I will upload next video. Thank you from Sri Sai Tech Edu YouTube channel. Read, lead, success. Keep reading.